Good morning, Chatty House. Morning here first, I believe. Yep. Shout out Russ in here. Tyler Jennings in here. Shout out. Norm, Michigan. Miss Mac 10. Shout out to you guys always being here.
Good morning, everybody.
Joe Brazil in the back. What's up, Stephen C? Morning, Gabriella. What's up, John? Brian, shout out. Yeah, about 2 minutes, 10 seconds. What's up, Mrs. Mac 10? How you doing?
Hi, everybody.
Carl Madsen in the building. Your computer.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Dr. David.
What the? I feel better about it now.
Shout out. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Okay. Sick.
Good morning, Mrs. Mac.
What's up, Ash? B. Reynolds.
What's up, Tyler?
What's up, Bryce? Reezy, G. Brooklyn, One Cool Cat, Dad.
Hey, no, the jump is here now. I don't know why the intro didn't play. That's fine. All good. We're here.
Well, old
We're a
machine.
radio show.
Well, old machine.
Yeah, no, this is good. This is awesome. I'm the level of frustrated right now that I'm trying to really, really hard not to like let that through. Like I'm trying really hard not to let out how what's the word I'm looking for? Like infuriated I am.
Well, we got a tough morning going on.
Yeah, man. It's just, there's gonna be a lot of hiccups because I'm a creature of habit. I'm very much like once I get in a groove with something, I'm going to kind of just go on autopilot. But when you start something new like this and you go from doing 10 to noon to doing 7 to 9 and you're adding new video elements and you're trying to figure out, okay, what's everything got to look like on the show side. You're trying to figure out kind of what everything has to look like in what we call our log. It's just it's a It's hectic. It's a lot.
Well, if we can find the intro, throw that back in there. Let's
Yeah,
fire
that's kind of what I'm working on, but for some reason I can't. Which is really neat. There we go. Okay, we're gonna copy this. We're gonna do this.
We're gonna reset the
Here we
vibes
go.
right now.
Joe, hit the thing now.
Hit the thing.
Put it in my ears as well. Pause.
That's crazy.
Hey,
see, we're good. Lock in. We're
Locked
good.
in. Hey, it's a Wednesday, February 4th. Jesse Tapia there. I'm Kyle Madsen. Joe Brazil is over yonder. And we are live with you here on ESPN 1320 Sacramento Sports Leader. We're live on 1320 AM and 98.5 FM HD2. I'm waving to you if you're listening on the radio. Wave back, but drive safely. Everybody
both
watching
hands on the wheel.
Everybody watching on YouTube and Twitch, youtube.com/ESPN 1320, twitch.tv/ESPN 1320. We're rocking with you until 9. Remember, this is the new lineup. It's 7 to 9 a.m. It's me and Jesse with the jump. Our favorite coworker, Rich Eisen, with the Rich Eisen Show coming up at 9.
Shout out, Rich. I was watching the show yesterday.
From noon to 2, it's the Jump Rewind. And then from 2 to 6, D-Lo and Casey will be with you in the afternoon. And I expect it to be a busy afternoon. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. We got videos to run. We got things to talk about with the Kings and the Raptors, it feels like.
All right.
Not it feels like, we do.
I want to get to this first. So, Kenny Caraway, our esteemed colleague, posted this video of Chris Haynes last night, and this is where I would like to start today. Because Chris Haynes, who's tapped in here in Sacramento legend, talked about where the Kings and Raptors are with Domantas Sabonis, and he said something that is very, very disconcerting to me. Let's listen to it.
Standing conversation between the Sacramento Kings and the Toronto Raptors for well over a month. And I still think there's potential for a deal to get done where Sabonis does end up in Canada. With that being said, the deal is centered around Sabonis, RJ Barrett, and there will be some other players, fill-in players. But what I'm told, sources have told me the holdup is the Toronto Raptors they want to include in the package second-round picks. The Sacramento Kings are asking for a first-round pick.
Of course.
So I'm told that if they do not get a first-round pick included in the deal, then the deal will be off.
They'll hold it.
Yes.
Man, what? The whole thing has been resetting the roster. The whole thing has been getting off of these contracts, these expensive contracts. Well, gosh, you can't build with Domas. And oh, gosh, you can't build with Zach LaVine. And oh, this thing can't start until we're off of these contracts. And you're going to let that be the holdup?
Yeah, I don't love that, especially how we've talked about Domas's contract and all those things.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like I don't know what you're exactly looking for. I'm not sure if first round pick is going to be available for you this offseason, or maybe when he's an expiring deal, if that's what you're holding out for.
Yeah.
We've reached this point where we've talked about the Zach LaVine contract, how bad it is, the Domas contract, how tough it is, DeMar, like the vets, and how you want to move off of those guys. And you finally get to a point where it's like the Raptors are willing to work with you and things like that. I don't love the fact that it's like, yeah, we're not getting a first, so we'll pass for right now.
If you're not getting a first now, you're probably never going to.
That's kind of my thing. And
I don't understand why that specific thing would be, unless they like Sabonis so much that they don't want to trade him. But that runs kind of against everything that we've been told about what the Kings are trying to do here.
Yeah, it doesn't. It makes sense, I guess, in the fact that, all right, you're looking for a first, but also, at what point are you pushing this forward, and what exactly is the plan then?
I don't know. That's what's bothering me with this. You could acquire 2 second-round picks in this trade, and we've talked a lot about how second-round picks, yes, are not as valuable as first-round picks. I got it. But they can be nice sweeteners in a deal. They can facilitate a trade for a player like Jonas Valanciunas. They can facilitate a trade for a player like Jake LaRavia. Not that those guys are all-stars, but they were capable rotational pieces for the Kings that were acquired involving second-round picks. If that's what the market is, that's what the market is. And if you're trying to get off of this contract, here is a team that is giving you that out without having to take back an insane contract, at least from what I understand. Unless Jakob Poeltl's involved in this deal and we don't know about it, and that's the holdup, that I would make sense. But if it's really, hey, you're not going to have to take back any crazy contracts, it would probably, I think it would have to include Emmanuel Quickley. But if it's, hey, you can get off of the Sabonis contract and we won't do it for 2 seconds, but we'll do it for a first. If that's, nah, you can't do business like that. Especially with the Raptors. It's not like it's going to be a high first-round pick.
Yeah, like, and also we've talked about, like, you mentioned it right now a few minutes ago, like, you're not going to get a first probably going forward. Like, are we expecting the Kings to rehab Domantas Sabonis' value with what they got going on forward?
I don't even know if it's about rehabbing his value, though. Because if it is...
But if you're not getting, like, right now it seems the Raptors are really the only team that's truly been interested in Domantas Sabonis. Like, that's the suitor right there. That's the one suitor.
Sure.
If, like, I guess who's looking for Domantas Sabonis after that?
I don't think it's about the player. I think it might be for Toronto, but because there's not going to be a rehabbing of Sabonis's value. That's not going to be a thing that happens. His value will go up when he's an expiring. Like Michael Scotto said on Monday, any expiring contract is going to have value, including a player like Zach LaVine, including a player like Domantas Sabonis. I think more so with Domantas Sabonis because I think there are teams who maybe see more value in him than they do in Zach LaVine. But I guess I would understand if Emmanuel Quickley is in the deal, and the Kings view Quickley the same way they do Sabonis, as, man, that's just a contract we don't want. Players fine, but at that contract we're out. I would get not wanting to take back IQ for $32.5 million a year through the 28-29 season.
Well, are you taking back IQ though? Because Chris Haynes in that clip was talking about RJ Barrett and some fill-in players. I'd imagine, like, if it's Emmanuel Quickley, then he's not a fill-in player.
If Emmanuel Quickley is not involved and it's a first versus 2 seconds and they're not pulling the trigger because of that, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, because I think from the Chris Haynes clip, we can run it back if you want, but I'm pretty sure he says, yeah, it's RJ Barrett and some fill-in players along with 2 seconds or a couple seconds or whatever it is.
Let's run it again. Here we go. Here's exactly what Chris Haynes said.
Standing conversation between the Sacramento Kings and the Toronto Raptors for well over a month. And I still think there's potential for a deal to get done where Sabonis does end up in Canada. With that being said, the deal is centered around Sabonis, RJ Barrett, and there will be some other players to fill in players. But what I'm told, sources have told me the holdup is the Toronto Raptors they want to include in the package second-round picks. The Sacramento Kings are asking for a first-round pick.
Of course.
So
they don't get a first-round pick, the deal's off.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like it.
It feels like to me, and maybe we're doing semantics here, but fill-in players means salary. Because RJ Barrett's at $27.7 million. So
there's about $18 million to make up right there. Because I think Domas is around 45, right?
Domas is at 42.3. And RJ Barrett's at 27. Okay, so Quickley would not have to be in it. Got it. But if that's really the holdup, if it is RJ Barrett and then Ochai Agbaji and maybe it's Grady Dick and let's say like Garrett Temple makes it work as just a minimum salary.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you would not do that. I've been trying to figure it out all morning. I've been trying to get to the point where I'm able to argue the Kings side on this, and I can't. Unless it involves one of those massive contracts. This doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me either. It's just, like I said, we've talked for so long about these deals being so tough to move, and you finally get to a point where, like, you're able to do it. You can get a couple of picks as well. And now we're just bargaining over, no, I need a first, or I don't want 2 seconds. Like at this point, it's kind of, we talked about it yesterday. How much pressure is on Scott Perry to make something happen at the deadline other than the Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis deal? And now it feels like if this is what's actually going on, then yeah, there is some pressure like to finally get it done, because I wouldn't love the fact where it's like, oh yeah, Domantas Sabonis is still Sacramento King because they didn't want 2 seconds rather than the first, or they wanted a first rather than 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's not moving it forward. You're still stuck. And the other James in the chatty house right here says, if I don't get a first, I'm not doing the trade. Wait until the offseason. Like, I just, is the first going to magically appear? I'm not so sure that it's like that the first is going to be there for them. I don't hate RJ Barrett, filler players in a couple of seconds for Domantas Sabonis. We've talked so long about how Domantas Sabonis isn't the guy you build around or anything like that. All right, the money he's worth, he's probably the third best player on a really good team, like at his best. He's not a top 2 player that you build around. That's a tough contract to have at $45 million a year. Now you have an opportunity to move off of it, and now we're choosing not to. I don't get that.
I don't either. I don't think it's a matter of because he's going to have 2 years left in the summer. And maybe by July 1st, when another draft pick opens up and teams have more picks they can move, maybe then Toronto would be more willing to move it first. But to your point, I don't think there's some massive influx of value coming for Domantas Sabonis where you're going to have a bunch of teams like, oh yeah, now it's not, because I think every team would be waiting for him to get off of his contract. If Toronto is trying to acquire him, I would imagine it's because they think he could be a player who pushes them over the top in the East this year.
Yeah.
Like they look at where they're at and they go, hey, the Knicks aren't awesome. There's nobody in the East that you feel like, man, that team is just insurmountable.
Yeah, no.
It's
not the Pistons, they're not a year early, but it's just they don't scare you yet. Boston, Jason Tatum's not even back. The Knicks, who knows with them? So it's like, it's wide open.
It is. And so if you're looking at Domantas Sabonis and you're going, hey, here, yeah, RJ Barrett is an expendable piece for us, and we think adding Domantas Sabonis makes us better this year, then yeah, great. I would understand why the Kings at this point, and here's the other side of this, and you're listening to The Jump. That's Jesse Toppy. I'm Kyle Madsen. It's ESPN 1320, Sacramento Sports Leader. Here's the other side of this Sabonis Raptors thing. If I think it makes sense for the Kings to say this now. I think it makes sense for the Kings to get out there in the world that, hey, we're not doing it at 2 seconds. Asking price, we're deals off. We're not making the call. And putting that out in the world. And I'm sure that's what they've told Toronto. They have until Thursday at noon to change their minds. And so it makes sense for now that they would go, nope. Because if you can get a first back instead, great.
Yeah, if you're negotiating, that's great. But I think point being of the conversation, if this ends up on Friday, we're talking about how, the Sacramento Kings didn't trade Domantas Sabonis because they wanted the first rather than 2 seconds. Yeah, that feels like a problem. If it's negotiation, like, great, get that first if you're able to do it. But also get the deal over the finish line too.
The Sabonis value thing is so weird. He just went from the offensive hub of the best offense in basketball, and
it was the best offense in basketball until there was 11 other best offenses in basketball since then. Like the league.
I meant that year.
Yeah, I know. I know. But
season.
I'm just like, when people say that, it's like, it's the best offensive basketball up until there's been 12 others since then.
It's just crazy that we've gotten to this point where if you had said at the end of the Beam Team year, hey, in 2 years, right? In three seasons, the Kings are going to have a hard time getting a first-round pick for Domantas Sabonis in a trade. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, but then we saw.
But like, I get it.
We know the context. We saw what it looked like when you needed him to get a bucket when no one else could, or you needed him to step up in a play game, or you needed him to step up against the Warriors, and it's just like, now it makes sense.
Yeah. Ugh. Yikes, man. You think he gets traded?
Yeah. I don't know. This Chris Haynes thing kind of scared me, but yes.
916-909-1320, 916-909-1320. Do you think Domantas Sabonis gets traded by the Kings at this year's deadline? I don't think he does. I don't have enough confidence that that Scott Perry and the front office are going to manage this correctly. Because I don't think they managed the Dennis Schroeder thing correctly. I don't think they managed the Keon Ellis thing correctly. I don't think that they've managed their roster entirely correctly to this point. And I think some of that's on the coaching staff. But I don't have any reason to believe that right now, until I have reason to do so. Anything that goes, yeah, hey, this front office is going to do the right thing. Anything like that is wish casting. It's like, man, I hope they do the right thing. I'm confident they'll do the right thing because those are the guys that run my team. And I don't think that's right. I don't think that's the right way to look at this. They've not done anything to this point. They did sign Dylan Cardwell, and they drafted Max Reno. That's great. That's cool. But as far as asset management, there's no reason for me to believe that they're going to manage this asset correctly. And if you're in a spot where you can get off this contract, because the entire thing has been get off the contracts. You can get off the contract and to get picks back to do so. You're not having to attach picks. We talked about accelerating the rebuild. This is going to take a few years. You can be done now. You can wipe your hands clean of this.
Said they were in the negative zone yesterday. Helps you move closer to that 0 number.
Right. I don't understand. And I reserve the right to change my mind, but based on what we see right now, it's hard to feel good about it. So I don't think they're going to trade Domantas Sabonis because I think they're going to fumble this. I think we're going to be sitting here at next year's trade deadline going, God, can you get a couple of seconds for Domas? Which is, to your point, the more likely thing to happen here. I think it's way more likely that this time next season, we're wondering, man, is there any kind of trade market for Sabonis? Then we're sitting here in the summer going, God, the Kings are there's a treasure trove of first round picks out there waiting for Domantas Sabonis. I don't think that's going to be the case. And I think that it's more likely that at any point a first round pick involving Domantas Sabonis is going to mean the Kings are attaching one to get rid of him, which I don't think they would do. I think they would just let the contract expire at that point.
Yeah, no, you're not doing that.
But we've talked about it with this fan base. It's really, really hard to tell Kings fans like, hey, just wait. Yeah, everybody just hang out. Just you're chilling. You're good. Just 2027. This is all going to go away. Actually, 2028. It's all going to go away. Just wait until then. Like, nah, man. You have an opportunity right now to get off this contract and say, hey, here's a tangible step forward to what we're trying to do for the future. And not doing it over a late first or 2 seconds, that's silly.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
That doesn't make sense to me, but I mean, we'll see what ends up happening with them. But that's probably the only deal that you're really going to be able to make right now. Zach LaVine's going to one they're going to have to let expire and go.
It feels
him.
It feels very Warriors with Jonathan Kuminga. Like you're going to sit around waiting for a better deal for so long that you're going to wind up just having worse deals. And again, maybe Scott Perry can afford to do this. Maybe Vivek Ranadive has and the Kings ownership group have told Scott Perry, like, yo, you have 5 years. You have this huge runway to figure this thing out. Because we know that maybe you're not going to be able to trade these contracts, and maybe we're going to be resetting the roster in 2027 and kind of starting from scratch then, or starting from scratch with the lottery pick in the 2026 draft. We're going to reset and restart then. And if you can do it faster, cool. But if not, no big deal. And so maybe Scott Perry can afford to do this. Maybe he can afford to go, yeah, you know what? If I can get a first, great. If not, I'm just going to wait it out because I can. And that's cool for him. That's great. That's great for him. I in terms of a long-term build, I don't know if there's one that's better or worse for the Kings, but I know as a fan, it's really difficult to sit here and hear that, yeah, hey, they could do the thing to hit the fast forward button. They could just do that right now. And they won't because they're quibbling over a first or 2 seconds. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, no.
I don't want to hear that at all. So that's where this stands. Did you watch just real quick? There's a ton of other King stuff we got to get into. I want to talk about John Morant. I heard D'Lo and Casey and you talking about John Morant yesterday. I would like to jump in on that conversation because I think that it ties in nicely with this Domantas Sabonis stuff. And if there's any Kings breaking news, we will obviously have it for you right here on ESPN 1320, Sacramento Sports Leader. Did you watch any of the Pro Bowl last night?
For 5 minutes, like 2 minutes, and then I turned it off.
Oh my God. They've taken a bad All-Star game, and I was in favor of the flag football thing because I thought for sure, like, oh, dude, you put flags on these guys, it's gonna be great. They're gonna run around. It's gonna be really cool. It turns out all it is just the old Pro Bowl, but with flags on now in terms of effort. It's so dumb. Just get rid of it. We don't need it anymore.
They ran a fake tush push flag football play or whatever, the best of that, and that looked horrible. That was like, okay, we jumped the shark a long time ago, but also this is pointless. Call it the NFL skills competition or do something else.
Okay. Apparently we're having an issue. So we are going to step aside and we will get that fixed and be back here on ESPN 1320, Sacramento Sports Leader.
Yeah, Russ, we're not really sure what the issue was because everywhere it was good. But that.
I see what happened with why that. I'm so fucking stupid. I just why that I had our intro playing twice instead of the outro there, which is why that sounded like it was delayed.
But do we know why we didn't run on the radio?
Nope, have no idea. But it was never dead air, so I don't know. I don't know. We're just gonna do a show and figure it out after. All right, we're back. It's the jump.
That is.
It's ESPN 1320. That's Jesse. I'm Kyle. I'm now getting the. Nobody cares. It's fine.
Is the radio being the radio?
No, it's wide orbit being wide orbit.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, man. So the system. It doesn't matter.
We
Nobody
can
cares.
complain about it if we
All right,
want, dude.
I'm gonna whine about Domantas Sabonis in the Kings instead.
Would you rather work with Domantas Sabonis or wide orbit for the next half season?
Domantas Sabonis. Without question. If I could trade this system for if I could trade this system for RJ Barrett, I would take back the Jakob Poeltl contract.
The system used to work, by the way.
Yeah.
It used to work. And then I think we did a switch or something happened, and then the system has always just been the system since.
Yeah, I legitimately I have no clue why. I wanna go here now. Let me see. Hang on. Rejoin. Yeah, I have no idea what happened to all. I fixed my buttons to match our show, like all the little buttons I pushed that the ding and the applause, and I have one that's our rejoin. It's just a voice guy saying now back or whatever, and that's gone. All the stuff I deleted out of those buttons are gone, and now the old rejoins are in here from the insiders.
Nice.
So this is cool.
That means we'll be
This is
talking
awesome.
to Jonathan Seth and insert other after the show so we can figure this out.
No, this is gonna be cool.
Right.
This is really, really cool. Great. Thanks, guys. Jesse's there. I'm Kyle. Joe Brazil on the ones and twos. And let's see. How are we gonna okay, so we'll just back at a normal at 15. Okay. All right. We're locked in. I guess.
We're locked in.
Hopefully more locked in than the Kings. Joe, just don't say anything to me right now. Not a you problem. I'm just going to freak out.
Kyle's got to play through it right now.
I'm going through something.
We're throwing a couple
I'm
picks.
dealing
Yeah,
with
we're
it.
throwing a couple picks. The guy needs to sit down.
I'm sitting down on the sideline right now. I got my
he's the
my
pitcher.
tablet.
He's the pitcher at the end of the bench right now. Leave him alone. He's got his jacket on. Do not talk to him. The catcher. Do not go talk to him. Let him get through the next inning.
You know what might make me feel better?
What?
Letting everybody know that we've got lineups on Underdog.
Yeah, let him know.
It's the big game. Everybody knows about it. And apparently we're back on the radio, so that's neat. Shout out to my wife for listening. Thanks, honey. I love you. And it's a big deal that she's listening to my sports show, by the way.
Yeah, shout out.
I do a K-pop show on Saturdays at 106.5 The End. And she goes, yeah, it's the first time we listened to it. She goes, wow, it's so cool listening to you on the radio.
For the first time ever.
Like,
well, yeah, I'm sure she don't want to listen to you talk sports with the boys.
Yeah. That's yeah.
But shout out. She's here today.
Anyways, I've been doing radio for a long time.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Almost a decade. Huh?
Maybe she'll get on Underdog. So I've got two lineups set for the big game. And Underdog is daily fantasy. You pick higher or lower on player stats, and you can make picks and win money in California. It's really, really cool. I recommend getting on the app now because there's so many players and so many stats to sift through. You're going to want to jump on now and not try and while you're doing your thing on game day, you're not going to want to go through and try and try and do a bunch of picks and do all this stuff. So here's a couple of lineups for you to get started. At Cooper Kupp higher than 3.5 receptions. Travion Henderson lower than 18.5 rushing yards. Jackson Smith and Jigba higher than half a rushing or receiving touchdown. That's the lineup we did yesterday. I feel very good about that one. The one I did the day before that, Cooper Kupp higher than 2.5 receptions. I got that number at 2.5. It's now gone up. Rashid Shaheed higher than 32.5 rushing and receiving yards. AJ Barner higher than half a rushing and receiving touchdown. Drake May lower than 36.5 rushing yards. I think I'm going to do one lineup where it's like everything goes right for the Seahawks. And then I'm going to do another one where everything goes right for the Patriots.
Yeah, cover all your bases.
Yeah, I'm just going to, and that's how we do it over at Underdog. So
we had the Jesse lineup yesterday.
Yeah, that was the first one I read. Had the Jesse lineup. Maybe we'll do a Joe lineup. I don't know.
Joe, you locked into the Super Bowl? To the big
Right
game?
now, I'm currently
Nice
locked into the board and
Nice.
trying to make sure everything's working.
My man.
Sorry.
Hey, don't bother him. He's going through.
I got
it
you.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll get your lineup. We'll get your lineup tomorrow.
We got it.
We'll get your
all
lineup
right,
tomorrow,
okay,
Joe.
all right.
Perfect. The big game's on Sunday. So what are you waiting for? Download the Underdog app today and use promo code KyleM to score $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you play your first $5 on fantasy. That's promo code KyleM, KYLEM. Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in California. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. No trade news yet in the NBA. We're going to sit here quietly until something happens.
It seemed like everything was going to blow up yesterday.
Dude, okay, that's the other thing is I'm trying very hard. Like, I'm trying hard to exercise my own patience with the Kings. Because I understand the really difficult position that Scott Perry is in. And we talked about this yesterday. We talked about how, man, there's a lot of contracts that are going to be really hard to move off of. But also, Scott Perry took this job knowing that. And the whole point of the Scott Perry hire, and one of the reasons it was so great, is, man, he's got relationships all over the league. He wheels and deals. Look how fast they turned around. Look how fast they turned around the Knicks. And wow, can't wait to see what he does with the Kings. And so we sit here and we go, is DeAndre Hunter it? Like, that's the move. That's all they were able to do. But so I have some patience, though, knowing that maybe there's just not a market. Zach LaVine, nobody's itching to trade for. Toronto kind of wants Sabonis, but I think to your point, Toronto's not like, God, we need Sabonis. Toronto looks at him and goes, that guy might be able to help us get better this year, but also we're hoping to get him at a discount. We don't want to pay full price for him. So I'm trying to exercise some patience. But then you see a team like the Grizzlies that had John Morant and had Jaren Jackson Jr. and had Cedric Howard and had Jalen Wells and Zach Edey, who I know is hurt. But they have like these young pieces, these young building blocks, and they just said, screw it, we're blowing it up. We're making the moves to move forward. This thing is done. We're taking a big swing and we're figuring this out. And you see all these other teams yesterday, the Clippers getting James Harden out of there, the Cavs bringing in James Harden, setting out Darius Garland. You see all these big seismic moves coming. And you go, how are the Kings not involved in any of this? That's a little bit frustrating for me. While I sit here and I try and stay patient, I try and understand, it's tough.
Well, that's the thing. They can be involved. It's just whether or not you get to deal with the Raptors done. Like you're not going to get everyone out of here. You're not going to get Zach LaVine out of here for 3 first-round picks. You probably have to attach a pick to him if you wanted him out of here. I don't know about DeMar DeRozan, but you have an opportunity here, it seems, with the Raptors where it seems like negotiations are far along where it's like a deal can get done. You might have to give in one way or the other, would be the Raptors or the Kings, whether the Raptors giving up the first or the Kings taking the seconds or whatever it may be. But like, it feels like we're close, but it's just a matter of whether or not they can get over the finish line. We could be probably having a fun, or not a fun, but like a happier show, I guess, when we're talking about, the Kings got off one of those big deals, got a couple of picks, and now they've moved this rebuild a little bit forward rather than, they only moved Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder for a guy you're not even sure could even be here beyond a couple of years.
Go ahead.
There's a fine line, I think, between how this could end up.
916-909-1320, 916-909-1320. Let's head out to Iowa, where our friend TJ wants to tap in. TJ, what do you got?
They need to take the picks and run.
Facts. Thank you, TJ. Facts.
Hey, I agree.
How many times does a first-round pick end up being a first-round pick in name only? Where, yeah, it's technically a first, so you can say you got a first, but it ends up being, well, it's really going to be 2 seconds. Didn't they get 3 firsts for Fox technically? But one of them was the Charlotte pick. It turned into 2 seconds right away. So
Yeah, it was the first to
something
turn
like
in 2
that.
seconds. Something like that. Yeah, you're on the right track.
anyway, it's just that I think even the Jaren Jackson trade yesterday was like 4 firsts, but one of them is probably not going to convey this year.
Right.
So.
Shout out TJ. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take the picks.
I agree. The picks that Utah sent Memphis in the Jaren Jackson trade. If you missed it, Jaren Jackson Jr. got traded from Memphis to Utah. Memphis is getting 3 first-round picks along with rookie Walter Clayton Jr., Kyle Anderson, Taylor Hendricks, and George Niang. The Jazz are getting Jock Landale and John Conchar and Vince Williams Jr. in the deal. The picks that Utah sent to Memphis include the Lakers 2027 pick, and then the most favorable of the Jazz 2027 pick, which is Utah, Cleveland, or Minnesota. So the most favorable of those. And then Phoenix's 2031 pick. It's according to ESPN. That's the other part of this. This is not, and I think TJ hit the nail on the head. I would be more open to having this discussion about, gosh, do you hold on to Sabonis if it's only 2 seconds? If they were talking about getting a first from Washington or Brooklyn or a team that's going to be bad for a while. If they were talking about that, where that pick could be, man, that could be a really, really high pick. That could be, then I would get it. And you're going to hold out. But if you're going to hold out and not make a deal for Domantas Sabonis, and if you missed it, we played the clip earlier of Chris Haynes saying that the holdup in the Kings-Raptors swap, Domantas Sabonis for RJ Barrett, salary filler, is the Kings want a first and the Raptors want to give him 2 seconds. I'd be interested to know what the goal is with Sabonis. If there's some part of them that's like, no, this guy can work.
I don't know. Sabonis is a good player.
He is.
But at the contract that he's at now, he does not fit with the Sacramento Kings. I don't ever want to go through another build where Domantas Sabonis is a top 2 player on this team. I don't love playing through him just for the fact if Kevin Huerter isn't hitting his 3 in that series, then I need points from Sabonis, and I'm not ever going to get that. I think he can be your 3rd best player. But for what it is now and how it ended up, I think you need to move him. If it's 2 seconds and RJ Barrett plus filler players, take that deal. I don't think there's ever going to be an opportunity where there's a bad team looking to trade for Domantas Sabonis, like you mentioned, where there could be a better pick because of his contract. I just don't think that's a guy that you build around, and I think you have an opportunity here to kind of move things forward a bit. Would you have wanted a first-round pick for Domantas Sabonis? Sure, you would have wanted to make a Western Conference Finals with Sabonis, but things ended up the way that they were, and now you've put yourself in this position where you are now.
I think value rehabilitation is a myth.
It is. Yeah.
I don't, but follow me here. On a player like...
For a situation like this, yes.
Yeah, for a guy who's been an All-NBA guy, who's been an All-Star, who everybody knows is good at the sport.
Yeah.
But, hey, what is your team's ceiling with him is one of your best 2 players? Like, we've seen it now. There's nothing that's going to change anybody's mind about what Domantas Sabonis is and what what his peak value is to your team if you're going to be a championship contender. There's nothing that's going to change that. This is not a 22-year-old. This is not Jonathan Kuminga. This is not a guy where a team looks and goes, man, if we get him on our team and put him in the right situation, he might soar and we might be really good because of it. Everybody knows what they're getting. Sabonis is 30, almost 30. We got it.
Yeah.
If we're talking about if there's this hope that, well, actually, wait until DeAndre Hunter and Keegan Murray is back and healthy and they get Darren Peterson in here and then Domantas Sabonis is going to be awesome and the Kings are going to be really good, and then but it's not going to happen. That's not a realistic thing. If you hold on to him, you're going to get through the 27-28 season, and then he's going to leave for nothing.
Yep.
And yeah, the money's off the books, but you could have gotten the money off the books sooner, and you could have gotten 2 second-round picks in the process. And if you like RJ Barrett as a player, you can also get RJ Barrett. This doesn't track to me. I don't like it.
Neither do I. And Loki in the chat house says, if Toronto thinks Sabonis can help them get through the playoffs, then they should be willing to give up a first, especially if Toronto thinks they will be good, in which it will be a low first-round pick. Don't even necessarily disagree with Loki, but also my question is, if they don't offer that first, is this a deal you're willing to walk away from? Are we willing to just say, yeah, no, we're good, we'll move on, and we'll hold on to Sabonis, and hopefully that first arises somewhere else? Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't even disagree. Like, yeah, you try to get a first out of Toronto as much as you can.
Yeah,
but if it gets
absolutely.
to a point where we're 5-10 minutes from the deadline, it's like they're not going to budge. You just walk away from this then.
I think that's an important distinction. And I would like to make that distinction now, because it's we're talking about if we get past the deadline and it turns out the Kings didn't do this deal because of the pick situation. This isn't, oh, Toronto wants him to give up a first and the Kings want to give up 2 seconds. That would be one thing. But in terms of just asset accumulation and getting off of bad contracts, that's the whole point here. You can do that. If we're also speaking on this from the standpoint of we get to 12:01 p.m. on Thursday and they've not done anything.
Yeah.
Maybe they get there. Maybe this is, like I said, maybe this is Scott Perry doing the right thing, and I do want to leave space for that. Maybe this is Scott Perry doing the right thing and saying, man, we think we can extract a first, so we're going to put a hard line on that, and we're going to say 2 seconds, thanks, no thanks, we're out. Deal's off. And then sit there and see. And if you get to Thursday at 11:58 and Toronto's like, yeah, no, sorry, like we think he's good. We think he can help us, but we're not ready to give up a first round pick. We don't think he's that level of player. Then you go, all right, how about the 2 seconds? Let's get this done. And maybe they do that. And if they do that, I will not necessarily celebrate Sabonis' exit. I think it's something that needs to happen, but it's nothing with him personally. It's just where he is and where the Kings are.
That's the situation of the Sacramento Kings right now.
Yeah. I would be thrilled if the Kings were able to do that. That would be a successful trade deadline for me.
Yeah, you were able to move off of one of the big contracts.
Yep. And you got out of the Dennis Schroeder deal, which was a mistake to begin with. But again, you got out of it. You got a player in DeAndre Hunter who is not the archetype of player that you have a lot of.
Yeah.
Okay. I at that point, I would feel a lot better about it.
Steven 23 Minor in the chat says Perry only needs to move off of one of the big contracts this deadline. Doesn't matter which one. That's pretty much where we're at. Yeah.
I totally agree. 916-909-1320, 916-909-1320. Let's get out to Matt. Matt says they absolutely have to get the Sabonis deal done. Go ahead, Matt.
I agree 100% with what you guys are saying. What's up, guys? Congratulations, first and foremost, on this show, man.
Thanks.
Appreciate you, boss.
And I'm gonna be tuning in on the regular as always. But with that said, I do agree with everything you guys were saying there at the end. I think this is just Perry sort of trying to, leave no stone unturned and just sort of play things out. I do think that he is a smart individual, and I think he ultimately does take the deal for the 2 seconds. But I had a question, and I don't know if this was mentioned or not already, but is Pirtle still in play here as far as a third team needing to be involved? Because it seems to me that if a third team is needing to be involved, wouldn't Toronto then have to give up draft compensation, more than likely, to another team to take on, Pirtle as well? Anyways, I don't know if you guys want to touch on that, but that was my question.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
Memphis Grizzlies. That's where you come in.
Maybe.
You are tanking. You can
Maybe.
eat up bad salary contracts. Would you like to be the third team here? I don't think they'd
So
be
the
taking,
move-
like, the Kings aren't taking Pirtle's contract. That seems like,
But, okay. I wonder what Toronto's appetite is to get off of the Pirtle deal.
oh, I mean,
Because Memphis is not taking back 2 seconds to do that. They're
Yeah.
not taking back a first. They're probably needing 2 firsts to take on the Pirtle contract.
hey, then shoot Sacramento the 2 seconds and shoot Memphis the first for
There's
Pirtle.
no chance they're doing that.
I asked them to.
No, you would in that deal. The Kings are getting Ja Morant.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where this
we talked
comes
about
in.
that. Yeah,
There's the 3-team option.
yeah.
Of Domantas Sabonis goes to Toronto. Jakob Poeltl and draft compensation go to Memphis. Ja Morant comes to Sacramento, and then fill in salary as needed. Those are the 3 big moves. And if that's the case, if that starts getting floated, that starts percolating, I'm having a really hard think if I'm Scott Perry about going, oh, you're doing 2 firsts to take on the Poeltl contract? Okay, hang on, let's talk. Let's not get in the Ja Morant business. How about you give us those 2 first-round picks, and we'll take back the Poeltl deal?
Is that the path that they want to take, though? Do they want
I
to
don't know.
take
I'm
the?
thinking hard about it.
Well, yeah, that's
I'm
the thing.
thinking
You get the 2
super-duper
first-round
hard about
picks,
it.
but you got this terrible contract for the next few years. But it's also, I think, maybe the avenue that Kings fans have wanted you to take, just a full-on. We're gonna stink this up, give us all the picks, and we'll move this thing forward that way. I don't know if that's necessarily what the Kings would want to do, though.
I heard someone talking about it. Might have been a caller on your guys' show. Might have been you guys
Maybe, who knows?
on D-Lo and KC.
It's 4 hours. Could be anyone.
It's a lot. It's a great show.
2 to 6. Tap in.
Commercial free. 2:30 to 3:30.
Facts. James Ham here today.
Somebody said they were talking about how, if you get a first and you use that first and it's not a good player, then it was you. You said this.
Oh, I did.
I think so. Yeah.
I talk a lot, so sometimes I forget.
Yeah. You said, is there any chance that the 2 firsts you get back are going to be as good or better than Ja Morant?
Oh, yeah. Now I remember.
And that made me yell at my radio. It's not about that.
I didn't acknowledge it was kind of a lazy question at the time.
You're taking back the 2 firsts, not to go, hey, more young players. You're accumulating assets.
Yeah.
To trade those picks to acquire players. Now, the counter argument, and the reason this is a holdup, is all right. Well, now you have this bad Jakob Poeltl contract, and how does that handcuff you in terms of going and acquiring players with these first-round picks? Oh, star player comes available. Some team a Luka Doncic type of situation comes available. You go, man. Hey, we have this war chest of picks. Oh, but God, we can't take on the money because of this. That's where the little bit of a hang up comes in, because I don't think you're ever going to be able to get off of the Poeltl deal without giving up picks to do so.
Yeah.
So I think it's something you have to think about, but I ultimately think in that deal, I'm letting Memphis come in as that 3rd team, and I'm acquiring Morant instead of the 2 firsts.
I think that's where I'd go still, too.
I just don't want to be in the bad contract business anymore.
Yeah. You're just in the bad team business right now.
No,
though.
totally. Yeah, no.
Where it's
I'm not
even if you do take Jakob Poeltl's contract, but take 2 firsts, it's like, all right, like I'm not gonna knock. Like you got 2 firsts, I guess. Puts you in a tougher spot with the contract, but I don't know. Does it kind of signal a direction?
But if you're getting off of the Sabonis contract, and Mike and Mitch, I see you guys on the line at 916-909-1320, 916-909-1320 if you'd like to join the conversation. If you're getting off of the Sabonis contract, you're trying to wipe your hands clean of a bad contract. That's the whole purpose of this trade.
Yeah.
It's not just to get rid of him, It's not to take on another bad contract. It's to get off of the bad contract so your books are clean moving forward.
JB in the chat house says it is about that. He says you take the contract and picks just to have to ship them out again. Talking about Poeltl in the 2 firsts. If you were to take that.
Yeah. And that's the Poeltl contract doesn't even kick in for like 2 years.
Yeah, he'll be 35 at the end of it, I believe.
Yeah,
something like
man.
that.
And it just, he has a back injury, so you're probably not. I don't think he's gonna play 0 games, and he's not a terrible player. But you're certainly not getting the value that contract is worth. And he's not, again, we talk about value rehab. He's never going to be in a spot where people are like, oh, yeah, we need Jakob Poeltl on that contract. It's never going to happen. So I believe the Kings need to be out of the bad contract business. I don't view Ja Morant as a bad contract because I think there's so much more upside there. The upside of having Jakob Poeltl is the contract's over in 2030.
Yeah, that's kind of what you're looking for.
Yeah. And I don't want to do that. If you're trading Sabonis, it's to accelerate what we're talking about, accelerating this rebuild. Can you skip a year? Can you skip a step? And if you're taking back Pirtle, you're not doing that. You're putting yourself further into this bad contract purgatory. And so if you can get off the Sabonis contract, you're off of the Levine contract after next year, or he's expiring. You might be able to trade him. You're off of the Levine contract. It is at worst next offseason. I would way rather have John Morant and try and move forward in that and go, cool, we're accelerating the rebuild in this way. Bring in John Morant. Cool. Darren Peterson, future Sacramento King. Got him. Keegan Murray. We've got DeAndre Hunter here. Okay, we've got Max Reynaud and Dylan Cardwell. Okay, if you squint, you can kind of see the outline of a foundation. And if John Morant is good, maybe he doesn't reach his peak, but maybe he plays consistently enough and he's happy here and he's happy with his role and he's happy to be around a young team that's going to follow him.
Yeah.
Maybe you get a better player and you feel good about what you're doing into 2027 and 2028.
Yeah, Boo Bear in the chat says, "Was the last time Morant was good?" We're not gonna lie to you and be like, "Yeah, he's been great last
It's
time,"
all
because he
the risk.
hasn't. Yeah,
It's all the risk.
it's just a matter of taking a risk on upside rather than, I guess, going the picks route. Morant has never played 70 games in a season, I don't believe, at least, or just
I think that's right.
yeah, 70,
sounds right.
75, one of those. Either way, yeah, you're taking a chance on risk, but also like maybe it's just time for a change of scenery for Ja. I'm not gonna sit here and be like he's the most mature player or anything like that, but I think I'd like to take the chance here rather than going the other route, taking the bad contract with the picks.
That's it. I'm not adding Ja because I'm going to sit here on February 4th, 2026 and say that's an all NBA player.
Yeah, no.
Because I wouldn't bet on him. Would you bet? You have to bet $1,000, yes or no. Does Ja Morant make another All-Star team?
Yes.
I'd bet yes.
Yes.
Oh, I'd bet no.
I'd bet yes.
I bet yes.
absolutely.
I'm with you. I bet yes.
I'd bet no.
I think
If you think that Ja Morant
Yes.
is going to get back to All-Star caliber, this is no question.
like I think Ja can get to an All-Star game at like 20 points per game, something like that.
If-
60 games in a season. I don't
if
know.
I'm
not saying he's gonna
that's
play
the
82
case-
games that season,
if
but yeah, I
that's-
think he can.
If that is the case, if you're telling me, if you're saying, hey, Ja is going to be an All-Star again, then I'm not even entertaining the Pirtle part of this.
Yeah,
Go get me the All-Star guard.
I haven't fully given up on Ja Morant yet. It's
I haven't
ugly.
either. That's why
It's ugly,
yeah.
but I think there's still something there.
I would not, and again, I would not bet $1,000 on it if I had to. But
I'll keep 999 and bet $1.
you can't do that.
All right.
Oh.
Well,
It's not an option.
Oh,
Joe,
It's not an option,
That's this
brother.
guy's problem.
can
That's not
I
how
throw
this
in
goes.
$1? I'm gonna do $2.
Joe's gonna throw in 500. I'll throw in 500.
there we
There's
go.
your
That's
1,000.
more fair.
We
That's
each
more
keep
fair.
500 each. We're good.
That's how
No, it doesn't. That's how it went. That's how it went.
$1,000.
No. Me and
You
Joe
have
just ran a scam right
$1,000.
now. We're good.
You know, I'm not giving you the money. I'm going to go bet for you. I'm taking the money with me. You tell me which one to put it down.
Fine,
on,
put it on. Yeah, Ja's gonna be an all-star
Yep.
one more time.
All right,
I
if that's where you land, then to me this isn't even a question. You don't even entertain the Pirtle part of this. I'm leaving space for hey, maybe the Ja Morant thing doesn't work out because like somebody in the chatty house at youtube.com/ESPN1320 said, man, he's not played more than 6 games in a row since 2023. His stats have declined across the board in each of the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Like this is a player, he's a super athletic, undersized guard who like doesn't shoot it. That's not a recipe for long-term success. Like we've seen it time and time again. But that's the risk for sure. But man, if you're telling me he's going to be an all-star again, then yeah, dude, give me Ja Morant.
I'm not saying I'm going to put 1,000 on him being a 2-time or 3-time all-star, but I can see him getting there back again.
Now, he hasn't played since January 21. But Ja Morant's 5 games before getting hurt again. He hurt his elbow. Oh, Mike left us. Mike, call back. 916-909-1320. 916-909-1320.
Yeah, Mike, absolutely call back.
21-0-7. Points, rebounds, assists. 21-0-7. 42-3. 16-3-11. 24-5-13. 23-2-12 with a steal and 3 blocks.
He's got talent.
I'm taking that swing.
Yeah,
dude.
he's got talent. It's a risk. $2 stake in the chatty house. Shout out. Absolutely no reason to dump Sabonis, just to dump him. It's silly. There will be multiple future opportunities to trade him.
Why? Okay, you know what? I don't. That sounded super combative. maybe I'm missing something. I'm very open to me missing something. Why do you believe that?
Yeah, I'd ask $2 steak too. Shout out $2 steak. Like,
I'd
just
ask anybody.
what team do you think is looking for that? I think we've kind of reached a perfect storm type of opportunity here with the Raptors, who are in the East that's really not that strong, can use a Sabonis, and like I said, it's just a perfect storm where it's like you ran into the right team. I ask what other team is going to want him, because I don't think it's a lottery team. I don't think you're looking to bring in a $45 million center who doesn't score or shoot to build around. And I look at the other contenders. Maybe someone else pops up, but again, like, are you going to get what you want?
Chris Haynes said the Kings are avoiding trading Domantas Sabonis to the Raptors because the Kings want a first-round pick. The Raptors want to give them 2 seconds. The Kings say if it's 2 second-round picks, the deal is off. If you're for that, because Jesse and I are both against that, take the 2 seconds. Take the picks and run, like our friend TJ in Iowa said.
Shout out TJ.
If you believe they should not do that and should hold out on trading Sabonis, tell us why. At 916-909-1320, 916-909-1320 is the phone number. We have a whole nother hour of this show coming up. That's Jesse Tapia. I'm Kyle Madsen. That's Joe Brazil over there behind the glass. We're on ESPN 1320, Sacramento Sports Leader. What a weird thing on the radio side. I can't believe I did that.
Lazy, I like a couple guys. I mean, obviously, I think it would be awesome if we got Darren Peterson, a guard. I like AJ. Is it Dibonsta? I like him too. So it's an interesting draft this year. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if we get lucky with the lottery roll. So.
Huh. Oh. That's right. Okay. I want it now.
I wouldn't be surprised if they traded Bryce Eldridge, but I don't want
the
him
greatest player in baseball history.
Stupid ass Red Sox should have
You
traded
know?
for him when they traded Devers.
I
10
don't want
seconds.
him to trade for him, but
What's up, West Side Kings fan?
I don't have a button. Sorry, voice guy.
Sorry, voice guy. Shout out. You know, voice guy's a real person.
Yeah. I like talk to him.
Like, actually?
Yeah.
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 I think Kenny at one point thought that was like a computerized thing.
What? No.
is it the surfer guy?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, my buddy.
Shout out to our guy, Pete.
Yeah.
Shout out, Pete.
Hang on. Here's Pete.
Welcome back to The Jump with Kyle Madsen and Jesse Tapia.
There you go. That's Pete. Yeah, he's awesome. He's incredible. So the way that works, for just to peel the curtain back while we talk NBA trades, put a brief pin in that. The way that works is when I need something like that read, so we're starting this show, I say, hey Pete, can you read this script? And then 10, 15, 20 minutes later, I get an audio file back.
Welcome back to The Jump with Kyle Madsen and Jesse Tapia.
And I upload it.
Pete
that's so
is like
cool.
the EA Sports guy. The EA
Yeah,
Sports in the
EA
game, that like the
Sports in the
voice,
game.
like the voices or whatever.
You weren't outside for 989 Sports.
I was. I don't even know if I was born for 989 Sports.
Was that the
That was like early.
What is
EA
989?
Sports. I think 989 Sports was EA Sports related, and then that just
Gotcha.
all became one thing. I
Yeah.
think. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a video game guy. 916-909-1320, 916-909-1320. We've been talking a lot about the Domantas Sabonis stuff today. Chris Haynes, in case you missed it, in case you're just getting on the road, and in case you are just joining us, first of all, thank you so much for hanging out with The Jump here on
Where you
ESPN
been?
1320, Sacramento Sports Center.
Also,
What?
hit the thumbs up if you're in the chat house right now.
Yeah, if you're watching on youtube.com/ESPN 1320, please hit the thumbs up. In case you missed it, here's what Chris Haynes had to say.
Pick includes standing conversation between the Sacramento Kings and the Toronto Raptors for well over a month. And I still think there's potential for a deal to get done where Sabonis does end up in Canada. With that being said, the deal is centered around Sabonis, RJ Barrett, and there will be some other players, to fill in players. But what I'm told, sources have told me the holdup is the Toronto Raptors they want to include in the package second round picks. The Sacramento Kings are asking for a first round pick.
Of course.
So I'm told that if they do not get a first round pick included in the deal, then the deal will be off.
I think this deal's happening.
I do too.
I think it's happening.
I do too.
I think that clip. I think this is just. I think this is negotiation playing out in front of our eyes right now.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I think watching that clip back for the third time, I think I finally get it, Kyle. I think this deal's happening.
Yeah, man. I would hate if it didn't.
Yeah, it's the Kings
Because
wanna
this is out
one.
here now.
Yeah,
This is out here now that deal was on the table. They could have gotten out because here's the other part of this. I'm with you. I think if I'm again $1,000 yes or no, Domantas Sabonis gets traded to the Raptors. I'm putting it on yes.
same as am I.
Joe,
Yes, I'm gonna agree with you guys 100%. Yeah.
my man. That's why you get paid the big bucks.
There you go.
So Joe said, "Hey, can I produce your show?" And I said, "Will you agree with us all the time?"
Yeah, that's
And he was like, "Yeah."
that's why he's here to agree with us.
Yeah, 100%.
I said yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll agree to that. Now, the other side of this is, let's say this doesn't go down. Let's say it doesn't happen. The whole Scott, we got to give Scott time, that goes out the window.
Yeah, there's been opportunities now.
The
You're in the game.
The whole well, guys, hang on. We got these contracts that are so tough to get rid of. And you're still expecting a first for this contract that's hard to get rid of?
Look, you can say no, but you have to do something after. Yeah. There was once upon a time where they said no to Pascal Siakam. All right, fine. You say no. What are you going to do next? You did nothing next. Don't leave yourself don't leave yourself hanging where it's just, I thought there was a first round pick coming. It's not there. Like, if you're going to say no, that's fine. Something else needs to happen.
I agree.
Not saying by Thursday or whatever, but like by the offseason, it's just, it can't just be, Domantas Sabonis is playing out the last bit of his contract with the Sacramento Kings and, standing ovation in his last game. Goodbye, Domas. Like, no, he needs to be traded.
I do not, and again, this has nothing to do with Domantas Sabonis.
No, he's a good player.
This has everything to do with where the Kings are.
Exactly.
I do not want to watch Domantas Sabonis in a Kings uniform next October.
Mm-mm.
I have no desire to do that because that would signal, barring something dramatic that is not on the horizon, that would signal that, we're in for just another year of this kind of thing. Whereas if they trade Domas now, we go into next year, we're looking at, okay, the Malik Monk contract, we got to figure that out. But that's not an albatross. And Zach LaVine's on an expiring deal. We would be able to start looking forward in a way that we can't currently.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's, God, what is Zach LaVine do? Oh, the Domas do. But if you're trading Domas, even for 2 second-round picks, so much of that goes away. Because everybody understands what it is with LaVine. And I think a lot of people would have understood what it is with Domas, except now it's out there that, there's a trade on the table.
Yes, there is.
And if you don't make it, I have a hard time feeling good about it. And I've seen people in the chat at youtube.com/ESPN1320. I've seen people saying, there could be a first round pick because things change.
Yeah, Ed Brewington in the chat, he's been on the other side of this. I've seen says that's an insult. Only first round picks are nothing. And then he's got another one. You can't sell your assets short. He's easily the best player.
No, I don't disagree.
Yeah, like you're not wrong, but also
the market is the market, brother.
Exactly.
This is what it is. And it's not selling your assets short. It is, hey, we have an opportunity to get off of this player without taking back a bad contract and getting assets to do so, getting picks back to do so. I don't think 2 second round picks is dramatically different from like a late first in terms of value in this instance.
Yeah. And then just go back.
Again, and maybe I'm just, if you're, this conversation is going to be different for everybody. Everybody's going to hear this conversation differently based on how they feel about Domantas Sabonis as a player.
Yeah.
If you're viewing him as all NBA guy, that he's just in a bad spot and the Kings would be stupid to just let him go because of that. Okay. I don't view him as that. I don't think the league views him as that.
Yeah, and I don't think his value is really going to change because
I don't think so either.
Just look at it realistically going forward. Domantas Sabonis needs a certain skill set around him to really maximize how he looks on the court and things like that. That's not going to happen here. I'll tell you that much. It's going to be ugly.
Correct.
And we've seen it a little bit this year already.
Yep. With
vets and all that. Like I don't think there's ever going to be a point where Sabonis is really even close to what he was in the Beam Team years or whatever. Yep. Back for this team. Nope. Like that's just not happening. The team's not going to be good enough.
Yeah.
So I just don't think that first round pick is going to exist. And if anything, like it's just going to get, the longer you hold on to him, for me, I feel like it gets worse because teams know he's not part of your future.
Right.
So what am I going to give you a first round pick for this guy or whatever when he's at this contract number? And I know like he's not even like I said, part of your future. Like I could just wait this out.
Right.
Now you've got an opportunity where the Raptors are in an East that's wide open. They're willing to offer up 2 second round picks. Hey, if you can get the first, go ahead. But they're offering up 2 second round picks, RJ Barrett and filler players. Like, I think you go ahead and take that.
I would.
If they're just not budging on the first. Because like I said, I don't think that other opportunity is going to come.
Yeah, man. If your rationale for not doing something is, well, maybe something will change.
Good luck.
All right, man.
Yeah, good luck.
Like I don't want, if I'm Scott Perry, I don't want the rest of the league dictating how I manage my roster.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go, I'm going to hold out for a first because there might be an injury or something. Okay, so now you're managing the Domantas Sabonis situation still. You're not getting any assets back for him. And you might be sitting here in 2 years, the team's still not very good, and he's walking in unrestricted free agency for nothing. Or maybe you're trading him, but you're getting a bad contract back and you're not getting 2 second-round picks to do so. Like, that's the danger here. It's very rare that a player's value is just going to suddenly go up because you want it to. I just
don't see a realistic avenue for it.
No, if that was the case, like, teams figure out ways. If there was a huge market for Domantas Sabonis where teams are like, shoot, we will give up a first-round pick, teams figure out ways to make trades.
Yeah.
That's what happens. If a team sees a player, they identify a player, they're like, that is the dude. We're going to give up first for him. They would do it. It's not there. And I don't think it's going to be there in the summer. Maybe it is. Maybe. We've got a team right now that's like, yo, we'll do it. We'll take him for 2 seconds. Bet. Take him.
Do you think that do you think the first round pick from Toronto isn't happening? Or do you think there's a chance?
I think there's a chance.
I do too.
Which is why I say this is all under the hypothetical of the Kings wind up not executing the trade because of this.
Yeah.
We're taking Chris Haynes at his word. And I don't think he's reporting wrong. I think this is what he's heard. That we're taking that at face value. That the Kings deals off unless it's a first. That's the right thing to say right now. Again, that needs to be acknowledged. Right now, that's the right thing to say.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the right way to operate by Thursday.
No, yeah. We also have a radio show, so we have to talk about it.
Yeah.
But point being, like, yeah, I don't think it's impossible for them to get a first round pick from the Raptors, talking about that side of the deal too. I think truly if the Raptors, I can't remember who was in the chat earlier, but they do it like if the Raptors are that interested in Domantas Sabonis, looking at the East, like, yeah, go ahead and give me that first round pick. I'm not sure I'm willing to walk away from the deal, but if you see an avenue where like you can elevate yourself in that conference, and this is kind of the best of the best you can get as far as the centers on the market, like, yeah, go ahead and give up the first round pick.
Yeah.
Like, so I think the right way to do it. I think like they could happen, but also again, like we've said over and over, I'm not walking away from the deal if it doesn't.
Right thing to do for now. Do not let this be the holdup.
Yeah, no.
916-909-1320, 916-909-1320. Mitch hung up and called back. So, hi, Mitch.
Mitch, where you been?
Mitch, bro. The hell's going on?
I'm on?
Yeah, you're on.
How you doing, Kyle? All right, Jesse. I was on hold, and all of a sudden the phone just said, congratulations.
Thanks, Mitch.
We have to get a first-round pick for 2 out of 3 bad contracts, and I don't want to damage goods, bad backs, and all on bad contracts. Cleveland, good luck with James Harden. And one more thing, De'Aaron Fox was the best player we ever drafted. How come we get 3 number 2s and Jaren Jackson Jr. fetches 3 number 1s for Memphis? Explain that to me, please.
Okay, Mitch, we will.
Okay, so I do want to talk about James Harden going to Cleveland.
Yes,
But
we'll get to that.
Mitch is upset about Jaren Jackson.
The value the Grizzlies got for Jaren Jackson Jr. He said that De'Aaron Fox is the best player the Kings ever drafted. I disagree. I'd take DeMarcus Cousins. That's neither here nor there, though. He's frustrated because you just traded De'Aaron Fox, who's better than Jaren Jackson Jr., and you only got Zach LaVine. No disrespect to Zach LaVine. No disrespect. It's not the return you wanted for De'Aaron Fox.
Correct. You not only got.
So that is
Zach
why
LaVine,
Mitch is frustrated.
You got one player, not a bunch of players.
Yes.
He's
like, how do you get that for Jaren Jackson Jr. and we only got this for De'Aaron Fox?
Because Jaren Jackson Jr. didn't make it clear to the entire league that he wanted to go to one team.
I mean, I'm sure. We don't need to rehash it. All right. That's just what Mitch was saying. Okay.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want any bloated contracts. So I'd
It's
assume that means he's out on Jakob Poeltl as well.
Good.
Yeah.
He said no bad contracts and bad backs.
Yeah. Who's got a bad back? Joe, look that up. Who's got a bad back in the NBA right
Jakob
now?
Poeltl.
Oh, that's Jakob Poeltl right
Yeah.
now? Okay. I wasn't sure if he's talking about RJ Barrett, like a history or something, or what. He's just talking in general.
No,
You
he's
never know with
talking
Mitch.
Jakob Poeltl.
Shout out Mitch then. Yeah. So
No bad
no bad
contracts
backs,
or
no bad
backs.
contracts.
That's kind of fire.
Okay. All right. We'll write that one
And
down.
Mitch's mixtape
And that was pretty much it right there.
said.
Oh, he wants a
Cleveland,
first
good
round
luck with
pick.
James Harden.
Yeah, James Harden too.
That's your guy, James Harden.
Don't do what? How?
That's your boy.
No.
Yeah, it is.
No, I asked you earlier.
You said Cleveland's going to get a great, all-time great shooting guard who's better than Donovan Mitchell, who's going to make them a championship contender. I think is what you said yesterday.
You are just picking
That's
different.
what you said yesterday.
You're taking things from the jump to D'Lo and KC and mashing them together. No.
You wrote it on the board. It says it on the board right there. James Harden is going to lead the Cavs to an NBA championship. I see it right there.
That's not true. Whatever. Whatever. Either way, like, James Harden, I was asking you before the show, is he one of the most selfish superstars in the history of sports?
Yes, this is what I was trying to tell you yesterday.
Then why did you say it? We have a radio show.
Because you were like, I said, does this affect his
Just say
legacy?
it.
Does this affect his legacy that he's asking out of LA? And you're like, nah, he's top 10 ever. He's amazing.
Okay, no,
20,
you need to relax, bro. I said he was
20.
top 5 at his position. He's top 75 all
You
time.
said
Blah
maybe
blah
the
blah.
greatest ever.
You had a microphone in front of your face, and you chose to stay quiet.
No. I went back. I listened to it. I went back and listened on the Jump Rewind from noon to 2.
Shout out, I love that show.
And I was, I like it better than this one. And I went back and listened, and I said, it doesn't bother you at all that he's jumped from team to team and all this stuff. And you were like, yeah, he hasn't won. And I was going like, yeah. I was trying to get you to get there. And then you never did. And then we started talking about how, you know what? People don't care anymore. The players jump from team to team.
Yeah, sorry for having a nuanced, rational conversation. You asked for my thoughts. You didn't ask for your thoughts. You asked for my thoughts. And I got to be the one to come in today and be the bad guy. Yeah, is James Harden a villain
on this program?
Well, but point being, I love this the narrative coming from James Harden's side, I guess you could say, is that I didn't want to do the Clippers wrong and leave them hanging by leaving or anything like that. So I let them know I want to leave. Yeah, bro, you quit on another team. Congratulations. This isn't a noble thing or whatever. You know what? More power to you. You're a grown man. You do what you want, but also it's selfish.
Yeah, man.
That's all it is.
James Harden. And does anybody he's selfish. And I agree with all of the things you said about him as a basketball player yesterday. Do you feel any different about the Cleveland Cavaliers right now?
A little word about the same.
I feel exactly the same.
About the same.
I feel exactly the same. They are a team in the East that is pretty good, and maybe they win a couple of rounds in the playoffs. I don't think they're going to win the finals.
Be the first time Donovan Mitchell ever did.
Damn.
Be the first time Donovan Mitchell ever did.
If the Cavs go, if the Cavs go to the conference finals this year, are you like, it's because of James Harden?
No, I'll acknowledge Donovan Mitchell.
Okay.
That's fine. He finally did it.
Okay.
Great.
All right, man.
But he can do it. He can do it. Group society says person can do something we've never seen him do.
It's Sam Darnold.
And you know what? He's in the Super Bowl, so he can do it. He did it. Shout out Sam.
Yeah, dude. The James Harden stuff, I'm just not. And again, it's not going from team to team. If we're going to hold players to the standard of your career is meaningless unless you win a championship, which is where the discussion has gone, FYI. When that's the point of everything is to win a championship. You can win 73 regular season games and nobody's going to care if you don't win the title. You could be a 10-time All-Star and a 6-time All-NBA guy, but if you don't make it to the conference finals, everybody's going to label you a loser. That's how this is. If that's the standard we're going to hold people to, then I have a hard time when a player goes, hey, I don't think I'm going to win a championship here, so I'm going to go to the place where I'm going to win a championship because that's the thing that's going to validate me as a basketball player in the eyes of everybody, then cool. Go ahead and do that. I don't think that's what James Harden does. I don't think James Harden leaves because James Harden look at the Clippers as they go 16-3 in their last 19 and go, you know what? I'd like to go to the Cavaliers now, please. Because I think I can win a championship there. That's not what happened. He didn't go to Brooklyn.
He just didn't.
He might have gone to Brooklyn because he thought he could win a title with Kyrie and Kevin Durant. But he didn't go to Philly because of that. He didn't go to the Clippers initially because of that.
That's just because there was a team that wanted him compared to the team who's trying to leave or whatever. It's just, James Harden wants out. Oh, Cleveland can take him.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But I don't think I think the conversation has changed a bit as far as guys who haven't won rings. I don't think you put them up there with all-time greats or anything like that. But I think we're a little nicer to them now. Like Carmelo Anthony is someone where never really won anything in the playoffs. I mean, he's got the gold medals, I guess, that kind of people hang on to and things like that. But in the NBA, he never really had any true team success. But I feel like his legacy has aged really well. Where people will talk about the player he was more so he never won anything.
It feels like we're becoming a lot more tolerant. That's crazy. a lot more open to the idea that a player can be good without winning a championship.
Chris Paul might be the last of the but never won a ring though type of players. I think that might be a stain on Chris Paul's legacy. He's one of the all-time great point guards, but again, it's just he never got the ring, I guess. I think that's the one where that's kind of attached to him. Fair or not. I think he's just the one right there.
I think it's gonna get to Harden too.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think we'll maybe not forget Harden, but just more so he just won't be as talked about, I feel.
Yeah, there's a club you get into once you have a ring. Like Giannis, can you imagine the Giannis conversation if they hadn't won that title in 2020?
Yeah.
2021?
No. We'd be trashing him all the time.
Right. I would feel so much different about him as a player.
Yeah.
Like I just know, like me personally, I know how
he's just a 6'10" Mike Allstott.
Yeah, like you enter this club when you win a title and you win a ring that it matters.
Yeah, no, it elevates your status. Like that's why we play sports. Like I know the conversation has kind of gotten away from if you win, you're the best, if you lose, you're the worst, blah blah blah. Like it's more rational and things like that now. But at the end of the day, that's why you take a Sean McVay over a Kyle Shanahan.
Right. That's a great point.
They're both one of the best coaches in the league, but also a guy has done he's reached the ultimate goal. So that's why you go with him. That's why he gets the nod.
Yeah.
That's just the way it goes. That's what we're all playing for. That's what we're all watching our teams for, is to hope our team gets to that one point. It's not to get to the first round or the second round. As fans, we love that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Who had a fun season, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, it all comes down to that one championship game, whatever.
Yeah.
That's ultimately what matters.
It is really funny because we're going to transition. We're going to talk Super Bowl here with Super Bowl champion, former Seahawks running back, Cowboys, Browns running back Robert Turbin. He's going to join us shortly.
Running back as well.
Colts, yes, thank you. I knew there was one I was missing. Also, Colts running back Robert Turbin, Super Bowl champion. That's the XLVIII. Is that 56, 48?
Maybe, I don't
know. That's 48. That's 48. That's definitely 48. Super Bowl 48 champion Robert Turbin. He's going to join us at coming up at 8:30, and I'm excited to talk to him about that. But it is funny, the Sam Darnold conversation went from all year, you, me, James, Tuesday Tears, we'd look at the Seahawks and go, man, that's a really good team. I don't know if I trust Sam Darnold. Can you make the Seahawks tier 1? Not as long as Sam Darnold's a quarterback. Got to see it first. No, he put it on the table in the NFC title game. He was outstanding.
He outplayed the MVP this season.
Outplayed Matthew Stafford. And they go to the Super Bowl, and everybody goes, wow, what a story. Sam Darnold did it. If Sam Darnold collapses in the Super Bowl, nobody is going to be like, yeah, but Sam Darnold proved he can do it. Everyone's going to go, see.
You think they're going to give up on him again?
The real Sam Darnold came out. That's going to be the conversation.
100%. I won't do that, I think. I think I won't. I'm not even saying I won't because, I love a good take and all that. I don't think I will. Sam Darnold is the Seahawks franchise quarterback going forward, and I trust that. I'm not going to be like, oh, I don't know. You might have to look elsewhere.
Sam Darnold throws 3 interceptions in the Super Bowl, and they lose.
Shout out Christian Gonzalez.
13.
He's not going to throw 3 picks, though.
You're not. When is the
I'm
last
trying to be
time
nice to Sam Darnold.
a quarterback ever threw a bunch of picks and you were like, yeah, dude, it was the secondary?
Darrell Revis? Darrell Revis?
Never been a thing. Never won a championship. Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Did he go in with the Pats?
The Pats, I think, 1 year. I think.
Hang on. We have to.
He was on some weird teams at the end where it's like maybe
Darrell Revis is good or not.
Snuck out and got one.
Nah, he was Super Bowl champ. Yep.
There you go.
Darrell Revis, Super Bowl champ with New England in 2014.
Hasn't been a corner as good as him since.
You don't think Surtain's there?
No.
Really?
No. Darrell Revis was like, okay, this.
I think Darrell Revis was really good.
And Pat Surtain is great. He's amazing.
I don't want to get into this whole thing.
Why are you gonna hate?
Not hate. I think that the perception of cornerbacks has changed significantly. Devin Witherspoon is in that conversation as well. Speaking of the Seahawks, Devin Witherspoon in that conversation as well. He's outstanding. I think offenses have changed a lot where it's way harder to be as good as Darrelle Revis was now than it was in 2010, 11, 12.
Yeah, maybe so. Like
That's
cornerbacks also don't travel side to side, field to field to Myler as much anymore. I feel like defensive corners stay within their scheme and things like that, unless like you're just Pat Surtain or one of the top guys.
All right, it's underdog time because the big game's right around the corner. That's why we're going to talk with Robert Turbin, Super Bowl champion running back. We're going to talk with him about what this just interested to get his thoughts on the Seahawks legend. So excited to get his thoughts on them, but just the Super Bowl week. What is that like for the players? We're going to dive into all of that. But first, we're going to dive into this underdog lineup. It's Cooper Kupp higher than 3.5 receptions. This is the Jesse Tapia lineup. You go to the underdog app. There's a bunch of players, bunch of stats. You pick higher or lower on those stats. You make your picks. You get those picks right. You can win money right here in California. It's that easy. It's super duper fun. And I'm going to have a great time watching the big game because of this. This is the Jesse Tapia lineup. We did this yesterday. Cooper Kupp higher than 3.5 receptions. Travion Henderson, lower than 18.5 rushing yards. Jackson Smith and Jigba, higher than half a rushing or receiving touchdown. Jackson Smith and Jigba makes that catch in the back corner of the end zone after Sam Darnold was flushed out to his left, and he throws that dart right there to the corner, and Jackson Smith and Jigba catches it. Bang. That's
exactly
a W.
the play I was thinking of.
That's a W. It's a play you're thinking of because they've done that once a game the entire year. That's going to be a W. We're really excited about it. So what are you waiting for? Download the app today and use promo code KyleM. That's KYLEM to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5 on fantasy. That's promo code KyleM, KYLEM. Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in California. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Super Bowl champion running back Robert Turbin joins us next on ESPN 1320, Sacramento Sports Leader.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, Robert, how are you, man?
What's up, Robert? How you doing?
So, I want to make sure let me get my food out of here, out of this frame.
You're all good. You're all
Hey,
good.
that's so fire that you're doing this.
I just want to make sure the connection is straight because when I was watching you guys, it was, it was freezing here and there. So I don't want to fuck up the motion. You feel me? While you guys are doing the show.
Yeah, no. Oh, looks good.
Everything's good right now. Yeah, you sound clear. Everything's good.
Everything's okay right now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're live. We're not live on the radio. We're live on the YouTube stream.
On commercial break right now.
Yes, but we're on commercials on the radio side.
All right, cool. All right.
You in Santa Clara right now?
I'm in Frisco.
Oh, San Francisco. Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right on, man.
That's where everybody's staying.
Right.
I mean, I know there's a couple hotels right next to Levi, right? But I don't know who's staying there, but it's probably, that thing's been booked out for months.
Yeah, and everything's going on in San Francisco, right?
You got a couple things going on in San Jose, but I ain't going out there.
Yeah, I don't know. You're going out for the game at least?
No, I got to go to Dallas.
Yeah,
I got to be in Dallas. I got my daughter's 14. She dances. She got competitions out there.
Oh, cool. Hell yeah, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. So you guys gonna make it up or what? You gotta stay out there in Sac?
No, we're gonna stay out here in Sacramento. I live out in the Bay Area, but even still, I live in Oakley.
Damn. So you commute every day, huh?
Yeah, 82 miles.
It's about an hour though. Oh, from Oakley, that's about an hour.
Like hour and a half up to Roseville.
Oh, damn, bro.
Yeah. It's my favorite thing to do though. So like it's easy. It's an easy drive.
I feel you. I enjoy doing radio too. Honestly, it's my second favorite thing.
What's your first?
But calling games.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, for sure.
Calling games. Yeah. Damn, man. So the studio is in Roseville.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. All the way up, just off Eureka.
Yep, I know where that is.
But yeah, man, it's a nice area. Studio's really nice. Area's really nice. So it's not, like I said, not too bad. And I get to do my favorite thing. So.
You're on the radio, talk sports.
It's easier to drive here than to drive to Santa Clara.
Facts.
Getting out to a Niner game's brutal, man.
Facts.
A couple hours getting out of there.
We got about a minute until we're
Hell
back.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh, I didn't do. We're just gonna go with the on the phone graphic. I know he's not technically on the phone, but
Dream won't care.
no.
And the background music, you guys can't hear that?
No, you're all good. You're all good.
It's no,
For
it's
sure.
good. Yeah.
All right. Sure.
That. Oh, that's right. I forgot you went to Irvington. That's where my dad went.
Well, Vikings. Made the playoffs this year for the first time in a minute.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I don't follow South Bay high school football very much, so shout out to Irvington.
Me neither. I just know what's up with my school. You know what I'm saying?
Here we go. My high school football team was terrible when I was there. My last 2 years, I think they won 3 games, and now they're like in the playoffs every year. They went to like the state title game one year. It's like, man, where was that?
Where'd you go? Freedom? You went to Freedom?
Liberty.
Yeah.
I'm from Brentwood.
Okay.
Bought a house.
Okay.
10 seconds.
All right, here we go.
Welcome back to The Jump
Hey,
with
we
Kyle
got it.
Madsen and Jesse
figuring it out.
Tapia.
Back.
I'll learn how to do this someday.
We're back.
That's Jesse. I'm Kyle. Robert Turbin, the man, Seahawks legend, Super Bowl champion, joining us now live from San Francisco. Robert, how's it going, man?
It's going great. It's going great. Just got in this morning, and it's lit. It's already lit.
It's looked like it from all the stuff I've been seeing from down there. All right, it's Wednesday, Super Bowl week. What are players doing on Wednesday? What is it like for a player on Wednesday? You've had an entire week since the NFC title game. You're starting Wednesday now, which is a typical start to a practice week. Where's a player's mindset in the middle of the week with 4 days to go till Sunday?
Yeah, it's time to lock in. You had a couple days to hang out with the family, get everybody in town, make sure everybody's organized. You've had opportunities to do the media day and meet a whole bunch of people, meet some players maybe that you grew up, idolizing in some ways or watching or whatever, admiring from afar. All of that stuff is out of the way. Today's going to be the, first day of like real practice and real focus. You want to get into that, that rhythm and that routine that you would have if you were at the house, if you were at home. And so guys are just like, they're telling their families like, don't call me. It's a wrap now. It's Wednesday. It's over. Time to lock in.
Patriots offense probably hasn't been at the level they'd want to play they played some tough defenses, Chargers, Texans, Broncos, playing the Seahawks defense. I think it's 2nd points per game on the season. How much of all that stuff kind of goes out the window going into this game where it's just like, yeah, you got the best defense in the league and maybe the Patriots have been struggling, but like this is the Super Bowl. It's all just kind of out the window. Like that stuff doesn't really matter. Does that matter at all?
Nah, it don't. As players, coaches, we're not really paying attention to the numbers. We're looking at scheme. We're looking at matchups. We're looking at where we can have an advantage, in a one-on-one situation. And the game plan, it adjusts, it alters itself, it evolves, throughout the 4 quarters of a game. So you may go in with a plan, even in the Super Bowl, but, they may show you something different, a different look defensively, or vice versa on the other side of the football. And so you got to be able to make those adjustments, just like any regular season game, but obviously it's heightened when you're in the Super Bowl. And so the numbers, man, are a non-factor. We went up against the Broncos, who were statistically the best offense in the league that year, and they didn't do nothing, in that game against us in New York City. And so the numbers kind of get thrown out the window. It's just time to play the game.
Robert Turbin joining us, Super Bowl champion, joining us live from San Francisco. On piggybacking off of that, we've heard a lot about how, the Patriots are going to be able to take on this underdog role. And we know Mike Vrabel is telling them this and that about how nobody thinks they can win. Is that real? Is that an actual thing that is gonna help a team like the Patriots in this spot?
Yeah, it does. It really does, because it gives you a little bit of an edge. You know, like you're in the biggest game in the world, and you worked hard to get to this point, and you guys don't even think we can compete. You know, like you kind of feel disrespected. And as an athlete, individually, you know, you're always out to prove, right? You're always out to prove that, you know, you're the best. You're always out to prove yourself right. And it's the same way as a football team as well. You know, you got a bunch of individuals with an edge, with a chip on their shoulder, who are trying to prove others wrong. That's how a lot of guys got to the spot that they are right now, even from a coaching standpoint, right? Vrabel got fired before because he was told he couldn't do it. You know what I mean? And then he got another opportunity, and here he is in his first year in the Super Bowl. So, you know, all those sort of underdog type comments, you know, players hear that kind of stuff, and it does sometimes play to their advantage when it's time to play the game.
How does a organization like Seattle stay, I guess, avoiding a long-term rebuild? They've always just been, I guess, just decent. Like you won the Super Bowl with them back in 2013. You've been around the league. Like, what is it about Seattle that keeps the organization just always on point, I guess?
Not afraid to evolve, not afraid to make the tough decision when it's time to make it. And that's why John Snyder is the executive of the year. You know, it's not an easy choice to move off a guy like Russell Wilson, you know, when the guy was still at the top of his game, right? And transition into somebody else. And then, you know, give a guy like Geno Smith the opportunity to sort of, bounce back from having somewhat of a down career, right? And so they've kept the quarterback position sharp, but they've always been able to evolve and move on from, you know, really stellar guys. They moved on from Sherm. They moved on from Marshawn. You know, they moved on from Earl Thomas. And these are guys that were still playing really, really good ball. Sherm went to the 49ers and was still balling, went to the Super Bowl, right? But you have to be able to have enough mental fortitude to make the tough choice on really good players in order to keep your franchise afloat.
Yeah, for sure. Robert Turbin, Super Bowl champion, 8-year NFL vet, joining us now. You won Super Bowl 48 with, I think I have my Roman numerals right there, with the Seahawks. You mentioned you beat the Broncos 43-8. When did you know that game was over?
When the center snapped the ball over Peyton's head in the first play of the game. You know,
It was a wrap.
I remember before the game started, I was chopping it up with Cam Chancellor. This was actually, we were in New York. We were just chopping it up, like, I don't know, maybe a couple days for the game or whatever at practice. And he was telling me, like, you know, like, man, the Broncos not gonna be able to do nothing on this. And I'm an offensive guy, you know, and I know that's Cam, but I'm looking at Cam like, all right, you know, like I know we're gonna win the game, but it's just like, bro, like you talking about shutting down the sheriff, bro. Like, and it was crazy how confident he was, but it was like the thing that I guess didn't cross my mind was he was coming from a place of like scheme and game plan and knowing the signals and the calls and like understanding like what they're trying to do to try to attack us defensively. And so the confidence was there, like heading into the game. Like the defensive guys, they were locked in because it was almost like they knew what was coming, you know, each and every down. And so when the ball snapped, it was over. It was a wrap after that. We already knew, like, you know, we probably got this one in control.
What's the vibe and energy going into something like that? Because it's like the game of our lives. You worked your entire life for it. Then it's like, oh, no, we got it. It's over before it even really started. Like, had all this energy, was ready to go to war. And it's like, oh, no, we're cool. Like, what is that like?
Man, you know, it's just like feeling like the underdog, right? It was all season long. We were kind of overlooked. And our team was like that, too. Guys, I mean, like, my draft class was graded at an F. You know, Sherm always talked about being a 6th-round pick. Like, if you think about it, that squad, like, the only 1st-round pick was Marshawn and Earl. And everybody else is kind of, like overlooked a little bit. You know, B. Wags was a 2nd-round pick. You know, that's solid. But, you know, outside of that, man, it was like, man, we had a bunch of guys with edge, you know, trying to prove it. And so it was just like, man, we didn't come this far just to let it all, you know, kind of go with a loss against the Broncos. Nah, you know, we're gonna prove that we're the team. So It's about having that edge and, overcoming some of those doubters and proving everybody wrong.
All right, we got to ask before we get you out of here. Is there any chance you're picking against the Seahawks on Sunday?
Hell no.
It reminds me a lot of they remind me a lot of honestly that the team that won in 2013.
Yeah. The thing about the Hawks this year that's really impressive is like two things that stand out to me. Number one, they're just complete. So like when you're a complete team, that means that you don't have weaknesses. Like when you look at a player, you look at like Kobe or somebody, like, man, that's a complete, because it's like, where's his weakness? Man, he shoot the ball with his left hand if he had to. He did it, actually. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you look at the team, it's just like, where's the weakness at? Run game, pass game, offensive side of the football, like special teams. It's just there. O-line, D-line. The other thing that's impressive is like the way that they play, they don't make a lot of mistakes. They don't make a lot of fundamental mistakes. You don't see the holding calls on the offensive line. You don't see it on defense. Pass interference. You see that all the time. For some reason, it don't happen with the Seahawks. And so I think that goes back to like Mike McDonald, their coaching staff, the way that they're coaching and the discipline that they play with. And that's why I don't think they're going to lose this game.
Right on, man. Robert Turbin, Super Bowl champion, Seahawks running back, Colts running back, Cowboys, Browns. Had an awesome career, and we have an awesome time when
we don't include the Browns.
Oh, we don't include that? Okay, hang on. Let me do that again.
My bad, Browns.
We'll fix it in post. 3, 2, and 1. That's Super Bowl champion Robert Turbin, 8-year career, Seahawks, Cowboys, Colts.
And
that's it. Joining us on ESPN 1320. Robert, thank you so much for the time, man. Have a great time out in the city.
Cheers, Robert.
There he goes. That's Turbo, man. He's great. Really enjoy having him on. Why doesn't? There we go. All right. I need somebody else to help me with these video graphics.
Yeah,
Joe,
we'll
this
get that all
is going to start
streamlined.
being a you thing.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
High school me was a big fan of the Legion of Boom Seahawks. Just tapped into
That's
everything
nice.
they were doing. I know you're not. Like, just let me talk for a minute. Like, you don't have to talk about when Richard Sherman batted in the air and stuff like that. But yeah, I was a big fan of the Seahawks. So yeah, I was familiar with Robert Turbin and all that stuff. Michael Robinson had a YouTube channel, I think, like just kind of going through the locker room and stuff with the Seahawks. So yeah, it was a big tapped in.
Robert Turbin was one of those guys. I was going to say this while he was on, but I didn't want it to be weird.
Yeah.
Robert Turbin was one of those guys that I had this. I always felt like, man, I think he's underutilized in Seattle. Like whenever Robert Turbin was on the field, I just felt like, oh man, it feels like he's really hard to tackle. And man, if he ever goes to a team where he's the number one back, he's going to be a problem. I just always felt that about him.
Yeah.
Never really got that opportunity, but salute to Robert Turbin. He's carving out a role in media. He calls games. He's doing stuff with Sirius XM NFL.
And he's hanging out with us on the jump.
And he's vibing with us.
He's a chill guy, too.
Yeah, dude, great guy.
Great vibes.
Great guy.
That was awesome.
Yeah. He's an Oakland guy, so.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Shout out to the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Shout out San Jose.
Yeah. San Jose, good spot. We're going to go to Sharks game soon.
We are.
I told you we can't go to the one on the 28th, right?
Oh, yeah, you told me. It's all good.
Salute
Missed out on Connor McDavid versus Macklin celebrating.
Although honestly, so Jesse and I, if you miss this bit, we're gonna go to a Sharks game.
Yes,
big Sharks guys.
I missed it.
And so we're going to a Sharks game together because like, yeah, we're gonna tap in. We're gonna go. Jesse's the homie. We're gonna go watch the Sharks. And I found a day that worked, and I was like, cool, let's go do this. My friend Wade and his lovely bride Emily are having a baby shower that day. If I told them, they're huge Sharks fans.
Oh, nice.
They go to a bunch of games a year. They had season tickets last year. They do the whole thing. And if I told him, hey, man, can't make it for the baby shower, we're going to go watch Mac against Connor McDavid, he'd be like, bet.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Can you just drop off some diapers when you can?
Yeah. It's all good. We'll bring back a hot dog from the little vendors after the game. It's all good.
There you go. Hot dog and Modelo?
Oh, yeah.
And no chance they're letting us carry Modelo out of the arena.
Yeah. But someone will sell it outside of there.
For sure. I think we were talking about the Pro Bowl earlier.
Yeah, it sucked.
And a reminder, we just talked to Super Bowl champion Robert Turbin and want to let everybody know that Tide is the official sponsor of Odyssey's big game coverage. Tune into ESPN 1320 all week long for nonstop previews and analysis leading up to kickoff on February 8th. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide. Part of Super Bowl week now. is the Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl games. I thought this would fix it. I thought skills competitions, dodgeball, flag football, I thought it was going to fix it. It didn't.
It's made it worse.
Can we just do away with all-star games?
Not all of them.
I was thinking about this last night. No, all of them.
No.
I was thinking about this last night. We don't need them anymore. We don't because I didn't have any desire to turn on the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm going to be completely transparent. I watched 0 seconds of it. I had no desire to watch it. I'd rather scroll my phone and look for NBA trade rumors.
I tuned in for a few minutes because I figured we were going to talk about it. So me being the co-host that I am, like, let me see what this is all about. And then after 30 seconds, like, all right, cool, I got my take.
I saw enough clips. I was scrolling Twitter looking for NBA trade rumors and saw clips of the Pro Bowl.
Can you pull up the Jalen Hurts one?
Yeah, probably.
Look up Jalen Hurts Pro Bowl. I'm sure that's
I saw this.
Yeah,
I saw this.
I know, but I want the chat to see it. It's you can cancel the NFL Pro Bowl.
For those of you on the radio, we will describe.
Yes, we will describe it in great detail so you can picture it in your mind as you're driving. 10 to 2, remember.
Which you may not want to do because it's genuinely one of the worst things I've ever seen on a football field.
Yeah, it's horrible, but get rid of the Pro Bowl or call it the NFL Skills Competition Tuesday extravaganza. We don't need to call it the Pro Bowl anymore because that's not what this is anymore.
Making a Pro Bowl means nothing.
Yeah, if you tell me, oh, so-and-so made the Pro Bowl last season, I'm going to laugh at you. But we don't need to get rid of all the All-Star games.
No, we do.
No.
I don't want to get rid of. Here's the thing is.
The NHL, no one watches, but damn, do they do a good All-Star weekend.
I was going to say, you can keep the designation of Pro Bowler. But, oh my God, you got to be joking me. I looked this up on the wrong screen. I was going to say you can keep the designation of Pro Bowler, but do away with the game. But no, that's what all pros are for.
Yeah, no, I thought about that as well, but you can't do that. It's just...
Yeah, you can. I don't need a Pro Bowl. Not anymore. Joe Flacco and...
Well, there's incentives and contracts and things.
All right, so get rid of them.
I don't know. You can't just get rid of it.
All right, here's what we saw last night.
Look at this nonsense. Look at this nonsense.
In the Pro Bowl flag football game, you have Team NFC lining up with 7 guys.
Looks like that's Bijan Robinson in the backfield.
Bijan Robinson there. Hang on, we're going to mute this because I don't really want to hear what they have to say about it.
They're lined up in the tush-push position.
NFC leading the AFC 66-52, going for a 1-point try. Jalen Hurts. Is that Jared Goff to his right?
Maybe. Either way, this is all just a bunch of nonsense.
He's under center, and now they're doing a fake little tush push, and then he gets stopped. They don't pull his flag, and now
get him, Derek Stingley. Get him.
They did get his flag. They got his flag, and he runs it.
Look, it's nonsense.
What are we doing here?
Exactly, it's nonsense. We don't need to. Just get rid of it.
Like you want to do? Okay, so the entire Pro Bowl, everything is for the bit. Everything is so Jalen Hurts can do a fake tush push.
I think
in a flag football game.
ESPN NFL Twitter account tweeted this out.
Is that going to be the last tush push of all time?
It might be. It didn't seem like they had a lot of success this season, but
that might be the last tush push of all time. That's the send off. They do it in the Pro Bowl.
And what is this 66-52 nonsense on the scoreboard?
It's so dumb.
Get it out. It's trash.
I don't want
Jacob in the chat house. Total trash. Tyler Jennings. So lame.
We need to get rid of the Pro Bowl.
Emiliano calls it the Grown Bowl.
Nice. That's a good one.
Yeah.
The NBA All-Star Weekend, you're not going to save it. It's done. It's over. There's too much emphasis on player health. Nobody wants to, and people go, they tried hard in the 80s. Great. They did. Guess what? That's not going to happen anymore.
Can Wemby fix it?
Maybe. But I think what's going to happen is you're going to have Wemby going hard as hell. He's going to win the NBA All-Star MVP, and that's going to be that. He's going to look ridiculous. A guy like Dylan Brooks might fix it. Because Dylan Brooks would piss enough people off.
A guy like Dylan Brooks might get the All-Star game canceled because of all, like, oh yeah, Dylan Brooks
well,
was a menace.
Then good. He either brings it back or gets us to cancel it. But I don't need it anymore. I don't want to have to do math to figure out what's happening at All-Star Weekend.
Oh, that's why we're doing these jobs right now, because we couldn't do math.
Right. So I just don't need them. The All-Star game, like the Major League Baseball All-Star game used to be incredible because it was the only time Hank Aaron and Willie Mays and Roberto Clemente were all in the same area. I'm like, oh my God, wow, look at this. This is amazing. Well, oh my gosh, you're going to see Ted Williams on the same field as Joe DiMaggio playing on the same team. Wow, this is amazing. I think how special that is wears off now because we have highlights. We have
a team that I can think of that has a lot of all-stars all on one team already. You can just see them all play.
Yeah.
All together. There's a lot of great players on one specific team.
Oh, on the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
But yeah, no, I hear you.
Yeah, it's just they play on the same team already. They play against each other all the time. You see them all the time. There's no need for these all-star games anymore. Why do I need an exhibition of the guys who play against each other all the time?
Yeah, it's fun.
I like the
Is
MLB
it?
The
All-Star
NBA
game.
All-Star game still has a pulse. It still has a pulse.
The NBA?
Yes, it still has a pulse.
man.
It's been on live support for a while, but it still has a pulse. I'm not ready to give up on it yet. Okay, maybe we get some different doctors in here. Victor Wembanyama here is a great doctor. Maybe we see get his opinion and see what he wants to do and how he wants to go about this. I think there's still a pulse there. All right, NFL's been gone. All right, the NFL's been gone. That's done. That's over with. NHL All-Star Game, thriving. MLB,
I enjoy it. I really do still enjoy it.
Yeah,
I think
MLB's
the
fine.
home run derby's awesome.
But
No,
the
no,
NBA
no,
All-Star Game
no,
still has a pulse.
I say if MLB can't just keep the All-Star Game while the other places get rid of it, that's why I said all of them.
Mhm.
But baseball's fine. I don't mind the baseball All-Star Game at all.
Yeah, no, the two sports that people probably watch the least out of the four major ones. Like, yeah, they do it great.
Baseball did the right thing by overhauling the home run derby in the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It made a boring event interesting. Every
Absolutely.
other sport is having a hard time doing that. Or excuse me, basketball and football are having a hard time doing that. Do we want to take TC's call?
Yes.
TC, go ahead. You have 30 seconds.
TC, let's go.
Hey, Kyle Ham, what's up? Hey, I said Kyle and Ham. Hey, my bad, bro. I'm so.
All right, I'll just go
Welcome
home
back
now.
to The Jump with Kyle Madsen and Jesse Tapia.
What's up, TC?
Got me?
Yeah.
All right, so listen, bro. I'm coming
seconds.
from a different angle. All right, listen. I'm taking that deal. I'm not letting that deal hold up, bro, for the 2 seconds. I know it's a negotiation. You want two first, bro. But you got to be crazy, bro, not to do that for those 2 seconds. Because at the end of the day,
Sabonis
you're
deal.
trying to get you're trying to get the pieces in. And what I mean pieces is RJ to get in here to move forward with. That's what I'm talking about, bro. And you're getting the draft capital. So to say no, we want to wait, that's kind of idiotic to me.
I'm with you, TC. That's how we're going to end the show. That's Jesse Tapia. I'm Kyle Madsen. D-Lo and KC at 2 o'clock. But our friend Rich Eisen coming up next on ESPN 1320. We're back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Until then, drink water, be nice people. Woo! All right, Chatty House. Appreciate you guys.
See you guys in a few hours.
I said TC's got 30 seconds, and then he took 25 seconds to let us know what he wanted to talk about.
Shout out.
I'd have it no other way.
Yeah. Well.
Chatty House, appreciate you guys so much. I was super worried that this early in the morning nobody was going to jump in here, and alas, you guys are all here. So I appreciate you.
Taking it day by day. Shout out to you guys.
Yeah, for real. I
Yep,
mean,
yep.
everyone's in here. This is awesome. This is dope.
Yep. All right, we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much. See you guys tomorrow. Well, Jesse will see you guys in the afternoon.
Yeah, I'll be here.
All right.
I go to sleep in the office.
See you guys.